Hi, this is Diaspora Power and Potential. I'm Andre Phillips of the Trinbago Diaspora Outreach Network. The focus today is on the kind of transnational attachment and transnational connections the diaspora exhibits with their residents in the foreign jurisdictions while they originated from the Caribbean homeland like Trinidad and Tobago. So the transnationalism is the process whereby people establish and maintain socio-cultural connections across geopolitical borders. This means that people who have migrated from their countries of origin or have ancestral ties to them can still identify with and participate in activities that span national boundaries. This is very common among Trinidad and Tobago nationals who reside in the UK, Canada, USA, and other Caribbean countries. They often return to their homeland to take part in festivals such as the Trinidad and Tobago Carnival and Point 14 Border Day celebrations, which I mentioned in the earlier podcast. These return visits are the strongest indicator of transnational attachment, which is the highest level of transnational involvement. But transnationalism is not only limited to cultural events. It is also extended to the areas of sport where foreign-born sportsmen can represent their countries of origin in international competitions. We will look at some examples of how transnational athletes have made an impact in the world of sport and how they have fostered a sense of identity and belonging among their communities. One of the most recent examples of transnationalism in sport is the Moroccan football team that reached the World Cup semi-final in 2024. Morocco was the only African country that had ever achieved this feat. The Moroccans played brilliantly and challenged some of the most established soccer nations in the world. What is even more impressive is that out of the 26 players named in the Moroccan team, 14 of them were foreign-born. They were eligible to play for the national team because of their heritage and the policy of allowing dual citizens to represent the country. They came from various clubs in Europe and formed a cohesive and formidable team. This shows how transnational identities can be very useful and beneficial in the area of sports. Another example from an earlier time would have been the experience of the Jamaican bobsled team that was able to participate in 1988 Winter Olympics in Calgary, Alberta. And that was an experience built around a set of guys who were of Jamaican parentage, and they actually lived and trained in North America. They were able to qualify for the Olympics because of their transnational attachments to represent Jamaica, and their desire to represent their homeland seemed to be very well appreciated all around. A similar case was noted with respect to Trinidad bobsled sportsman by the name of Andrew Riley. He lived in Canada and had one parent born in Canada. He had one of the parents being a Trinidad and Tobago citizen, and in this regard, he was able to compete for Trinidad and Tobago in the 2002 event. This process has been made easier for Trinidad and Tobago because in 1988, there was a recommendation or revision of the Immigration Act that allowed for dual citizenship with certain countries. And most the countries that are very much in focus are those countries which Trinidad and Tobago have strong migrant relationships with. At this point in time, further adjustments would be needed to come to the same place like Morocco and Jamaica, where they allow for third-generation persons of the diaspora to represent their home country. It is to be underscored that this arrangement will serve Trinidad and Tobago very well as we look towards the fielding of teams for the qualifying competition of World Cup 2026 to be staged in North America, as well as the following Olympics of 2028, which will be carded for Los Angeles in the States. So Trinidad and Tobago has a very good opportunity to really deepen its potential by fielding athletes who have very significant training and coaching resources abroad and are patriotic enough to want to represent Trinidad and Tobago. Finally, it is important to know that transnationalism in sport can help us to tap into the potential and talent of our diaspora communities and to create a sense of unity and pride among our people. We hope you have enjoyed this broadcast, and we urge you to continue subscribing and sharing the content from Diaspora Power and Potential. This has been a broadcast from Trinbago Diaspora Outreach Network, and I am Andre Phillips, your host.